Welcome to Escape from Tarkov, a hardcore first-person shooter where warring factions, the United Security, USEC, and the Battle and Counter Assault Regiment, formerly known as BEAR, have transformed a once thriving metropolis into a husk, forcing many civilians to evacuate the area. Sporting a massive selection of gear and weapons, immersive combat, and one of the most advanced weapon customization systems to date, this game immerses the player in an ever-changing apocalyptic world. This guide is to help new and returning players learn the basics of the game and survive the unforgiving territory of Tarkov, where nothing is promised except for death. Upon starting the game and naming your PMC, you will choose the organization you want to represent. BEAR is a private military company created by the Russian government to investigate the activities of the terror group Foundation around the regions of Tarkov. Their ranks consist of Spetsnaz soldiers proficient in the use of Kalashnikov rifles to engage and eliminate their opposition. USEC, on the other hand, is a private military company founded in the United States and contracted by the terror group Foundation to cover up the company's illegal activities around Tarkov. They are composed of US and British soldiers, and they are proficient in the use of Western and NATO weaponry. Regardless of who you align with, you will receive the same amount of starting money and supplies. The key difference is, BEARs will start with Kalashnikov rifles and Russian weaponry, such as the AK-74M and the Vityaz 9mm submachine gun, while the USECs, having strong West and NATO ties, have access to the Colt M4A1 and MP5 at the beginning of the game. Before you finalize this decision, one thing to note is that a group of USEC operatives have defected and are controlling the water treatment facility on the Lighthouse map. They are called Rouges. They will shoot and kill any personnel associated with the BEARs, while being more lenient to members of the USEC. Now that you've selected the faction you will represent, let's introduce you to our local trusted assets. Not all residents of Tarkov want you dead. Some figures with essential connections to outside supply networks and specialized skills remain in Tarkov to reap the benefits of the ongoing crisis. They will lend to you their services and provide tools to aid you, but only after they've tested your resolve and loyalty. Prapor will be the first trader that you will meet. He is a crucial part of the supply chain, supplying PMCs with Russian service weaponry and ammunition. Also, he provides an insurance service to PMCs, allowing you to recover lost gear from unsuccessful raids. Word on the street is, he needs help eliminating some scavs and acquiring MP133 shotguns. This might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get in his good graces. Next is Therapist. As the former head of the trauma care department of the Tarkov City Hospital, she is very proficient in medical care, healing you after raids for a small price, and selling you medical supplies, containers, and rations. She is also in need of assistance, as there has been a recent shortage of Silewood medkits. Not much is known about Fence. However, it is rumored that he runs an underground black marketplace, acting as a middleman for buying and selling stolen goods. He will buy anything you're willing to sell him, no questions asked. He has strong ties with the Scavs, using them to acquire gear after conflicts and running extraction services on certain maps. Skier is another trader with a mysterious past. He is known solely to be motivated by financial gain and will do anything, letting no one get in his way to achieve those goals. He provides you with repair services for your weapons and equipment, and he also sells you civilian-grade weapons, but is rumored to have unknown connections that can grant access to an arsenal of military-grade weapons and attachments in exchange for your loyalty. Peacekeeper is a supply officer for the UN peacekeeping force stationed in Tarkov. With strong ties to the West and UN, he is your sole supplier of NATO weapons and attachments in exchange for US dollars. Mechanic was a former chemical plant foreman that has taken to weapon modification and repairs since the war, a service that he provides to the PMCs, ensuring full operability of your weapons and equipment. He prefers clandestine solo living and operates discreetly. He is known to request PMCs to bring him specific gun configurations that he sells to unknown clients in exchange for money and goods. He will also sell you ammunition, modified weapons, and attachments. Ragman is an aspiring fashion designer for the new world after the conflict. He will ask you to bring fabrics and materials to kickstart his business in exchange for selling you armor, helmets, and unique clothing for your PMC. Lastly, we have Jaeger. Before the conflict, he worked as a hunter in the Natural Reserve. A professional hunter and survival expert, he will test your survival skills through multiple taxing trials to prove yourself worthy of his recognition and services. He sells post-Soviet weapons, modifications, and ammunition. All the items you find are yours to keep and can be sold to the various traders. Outside of the traders, once you've built a name for yourself, you can buy and sell weapons, armor, and resources found in raid to other PMCs through the flea market. Items found in raid or crafted in your hideout will be marked as found in raid, identified by the found in raid icon. Various items and equipment will be required to be found in raid by traders to complete certain tasks. Dying with these items in your safe container or bringing them into a new raid will clear that found in raid status. Now that introductions are all said and done, I'd like to show you your new home. Welcome to your hideout. It is your very own upgradable bomb shelter. Upgrading your hideout will yield many benefits to your characters, from stamina recovery to the ability to craft weapons and ammunition. Also, safely housed in your hideout is all the loot that you required. Therefore, upgrading and maintaining your hideout is key to survival and should be your top priority. Let's go over what you have for now. On the right are all the items you've looted or crafted. These items are safe unless you bring them into raid. You only have limited space in your stash, so use it wisely. Everything on the left is what your PMC will bring with them into raid. You can equip gear to your PMC by dragging them into the designated slots or with Alt left click, and removing equipment by Control left click. Anything on your PMC is up for grabs. Dying in a raid will result in losing everything, except for the things in your safe container, scabbard, and armband slots. Safe containers come in various sizes and can be used to store multiple items found in raid to ensure you bring them out regardless of if you die. As you progress, you will have the opportunity to acquire bigger containers to store more and more loot. Now, I will quickly go over the gear you want to equip on your PMC, starting with helmets. They are essential to your survival, as getting shot in the head will result in an instant death. Depending on the round, bolts can ricochet off of helmets, leaving you with minor blunt force damage and a contusion. In addition, certain helmets can be outfitted with face shields to provide extra protection against low caliber rounds. Higher caliber rounds will penetrate through your helmet with ease. Hence, the higher class of armor you have on your helmet, the better. Helmets come in different shapes and sizes, providing different coverage to your head. While one may cover your ears, another may leave them exposed, inviting well-trained PMCs to land a clean shot on those exposed areas. Like helmets, armor is another critical player ensuring your survival on the field, as it protects your vitals. Like helmets, certain body armors can protect more than others, ranging from a simple plate carrier to cover your torso to full body armors that also protect your stomach and arms. However, this is not without its drawbacks, as the heavier armors will restrict your PMC, enabling slower turning speeds and movement at the cost of better protection. Additionally, the class of armor you have equipped and its current durability dictate its effectiveness against various ammunition types. The higher the class of armor and its durability, the better chance of it saving your life. For now, let's equip a pocket chest armor and 6B47 helmet. Headsets allow for better situational awareness, precisely pinpointing the movement of close-by threats or judging the location of distant gunfire by removing sounds that pollute the battle space, such as environmental noises. Different headsets offer different levels of noise reduction, but cannot be worn with certain helmets. Finding the right headset for you is key to having a tactical advantage over your enemy. Tactical vests are used to store ammunition, small weapons, grenades, and medical supplies to aid you on the battlefield. They also have armored variants, allowing you to substitute them for traditional body armors. The mobility achievable by utilizing armored rigs can exponentially outweigh the risk at the cost of lower protection. Equip a vest and add magazines, health items, and grenades as you see fit. Backpacks store loot that you find in raid. Different bags will affect your turn speed and weigh you down considerably from the smaller, lighter counterparts. Let's equip one of our starting backpacks. Armbands are a quick way to identify friends from foes in squad operations, although some represent merit. They can be purchased from Ragman and come in various colors. You can carry up to 2 weapons and a pistol into raid. There are no restrictions as to what combination you can bring. Weapons come in various platforms, such as assault rifles, marksman rifles, and shotguns, chambers with hundreds of different types of ammunition, each round performing better in different scenarios, from dealing with heavily armored foes to targeting the more exposed and vulnerable body parts of your enemy. Right now, I will give you a basic introduction to weapon modification. For bears, we will be modifying your starting AK-74M, attaching a scope and foregrip. Let's start by visiting Prapor and buying the Cobra Reflex Sight, Sight Shade, and AK-100 series handguard. Next, let's stop by Skier and purchase the RK6 foregrip. Once you've acquired all these materials, it is time to put them on your weapon. Attach the shade to the scope. When the gear turns green, it indicates that the modification you are trying to do is compatible. Inversely, red will mean that more needs to be done before those modifications can be made. Attach the sight to your weapon. Next, attach your RK6 foregrip to your AK-100 series handguard. Double-clicking your weapon opens a menu detailing everything about your weapon, such as durability, firing modes, and recoil statistics. Remove the pre-existing handguard and attach your new handguard equipped with a foregrip. Currently, there is no customization to the USEC starter weapons, as there is a lack of compatible supplies in the region. However, as you build a stronger bond with the traders, you will have access to the parts needed. As you unlock more weapons and attachments, the possibilities become endless. Still, for now, these modifications to your base weapons will give you a slight edge in early combat. Before deploying, let's cover the essential health systems. Throughout your time in Tarkov, you will be plagued with various ailments. Knowing how to treat them in dire situations is the difference between life and death. Each PMC has 440 health, separated into 7 parts of the body. Of those, your head and torso are the most valuable, as reaching 0 health in these areas will result in death. Players have access to various health items to restore the PMC's health, all with different effectiveness. The loss of a limb occurs when a body part reaches 0 HP. Depending on which part of the body, it can affect your ability to run, jump, or even hold your firearm steady. Taking painkillers will allow your PMC relief from these effects, providing full functionality of the lost body part. Except for your head and torso, you can repair these limbs with surgical kits. Repairing limbs regrants full use while leaving it at a reduced overall health for the duration of the raid. Damage to your limbs may not always be enough to result in a loss. Fractures can also occur, though not lost. Broken limbs will retain the same harmful side effects as if it were lost. Splints can be used to mend broken limbs. Another situation you'll encounter is blood loss. Coming in 2 forms, light and heavy bleeds are indicated by their respective icons and cause damage over time to all body parts until the wound is treated. Field and army bandages combat light bleeds, while heavy bleeds are remedied through the use of tourniquets. Heavy bleeds require more attention as they cause more damage over time and left unchecked can quickly lead to debilitating conditions. Vigorous activity can lead to freshly sealed wounds reopening, causing light bleeding until given the appropriate time to heal. During a firefight, a player can receive multiple bleeds that can quickly lead to death. Recognizing and addressing your bleeds is a vital skill to your survival. Specific health restoring items can double as bandages for wounds at the cost of greatly lowering its overall resource. Bringing in an AI2, bandages, tourniquet, splint, and CMS surgical kit with you will allow you to treat various injuries you will encounter. Meds can also be assigned to hotkeys by dragging them into your pockets or vests and pressing the 4 through 9 keys while hovering over them. This will allow for quick use of assigned medicine in life or death scenarios. Healing can be prioritized to specific parts of the body by opening up the health menu and dragging the desired medication over the desired afflicted area. It is best practice to keep the head and torso healthy before worrying about other limbs and bleeds. Food and hydration, though not lethal, is a genuine threat. Factors like weight affect how much energy you use to move. Ensure your PMC eats and drinks in between and during raids, as running low on food and water leads to dehydration and fatigue, impairing your ability to regain stamina and gradually losing health over time. Additionally, the loss of your stomach will exponentially increase the amount of energy and hydration you expend until properly treated. After equipping yourself with the supplies necessary to survive, you can deploy to the region of Tarkov. Before taking your first steps, it is highly advised you insure your gear through the vendors, as if you die with it, it will be gone forever. While insured, if another PMC or Scav does not take it, it will be returned to you in the condition that the trader found it. Once you've insured your gear, you can look to invite your friends to raid in groups of up to 5 PMCs. In-game, your goal is to survive and extract while collecting loot, completing quests, and various objectives. Though most of the late citizens of Tarkov evacuated the region, many have stayed behind, banding together and operating in small groups, equipping themselves with basic weaponry. They usually roam the streets of Tarkov, looking for food, water, and supplies to survive in this now lawless environment. As supplies dwindled, they became more aggressive to the occupying forces, though not before a problem for well-equipped PMCs. As time passed, groups started forming and organizing around key and influential local warlords known as Scav bosses that can be found throughout the regions of Tarkov, who now have access to more elite weapons, armor, and ammunition. We have information on 6 current bosses: Sturman on Woods, Killa on Interchange, his brother Killa on Factory, Sanitar on Shoreline, Glukar on Reserve, and Rishala on Customs. The subordinates of these groups will lay down their lives to protect their respective leaders from any PMC or Scav they perceive as a threat. Tarkov plays like a traditional first-person shooter where movement is controlled through your WASD keys. Shift is to sprint and spacebar is to jump. Your walk speed is adjustable through your scroll wheel. Lowering and increasing your speed will affect how much noise you make. Players can use the caps lock to toggle their speed instantly between the minimum and maximum speeds. While traversing the map, holding middle mouse wheel down will enable a free look, improving your sense of awareness and allowing you to scan the area around you. Pressing the C key will bring your PMC to a crouching position, allowing him to get behind cover and increasing your weapon's accuracy. The height of your crouch can be adjusted by holding C and using the middle mouse wheel to allow you to get to the right height to see over objects while remaining covered. Leaning can be performed through the Q and E keys, allowing PMCs to mostly stay behind cover while engaging enemies in various situations. Using the Alt key in conjunction will further enable you to hold more precise angles while remaining protected through smooth leaning. The F key will allow you to interact with various loot containers, pick up loose loot items, loot bodies, and place quest-related items. Items need to be examined before being able to be used by right-clicking and choosing the examine option, or quickly with the middle mouse click. Upon interacting with bodies, your PMC can search various pockets and backpacks to reveal the loot inside. Control left-click lets you quickly move items you want into your inventory. PMCs can also place items into containers or onto dead bodies to allow space for more valuable finds by alt left-clicking their items. It is common practice to hide your insured loot to make room for more valuable loot, as you will get it back later. Upon loading into a raid, double-tap the O key to show you extractions. Extractions are determined by your spawn location and will usually lead you to the opposite side of the map. Some situational extractions, such as Smuggler's Boat, an old gas station on Customs, will activate randomly during specific raids, indicated by a green smoke or a lit campfire, allowing PMCs to extract from these locations. Fence also runs an extraction service on select maps that improve your standing with him and gain you Scav reputation. These extractions involve working with Fence's men, who on certain maps for a small fee will extract you via car or through cooperating with a friendly player Scavs to take co-op extractions requiring one PMC and one Scav. For aiding his men and getting out safely, Fence will reward you with equipment and money. Extractions are the only way to leave the map, and not making to extract in time will result in a missing in action status, where you will lose all your gear that you brought in to raid with you. So learning the various available extractions is essential. In Escape from Tarkov, you also have the option to play as a scavenger. Spawning in with the randomized loadout, you have the opportunity to work with fellow player and AI scavengers, gathering equipment and fighting back USEC and Bear forces around the regions of Tarkov. All the gear and supplies you collect will have the option to be added to your stash for use by your PMC. As you grow a reputation for yourself, the time between your Scav raids decreases, and AI Scavs will rush to your aid in the face of danger. Also, you will be equipped with better starting guns, equipment, and medical supplies. Reputation is earned by killing traitor Scavs, scavengers that have turned on their own for personal gain and have attacked or killed other Scavs and bosses. You can also gain reputation by killing PMCs. Shooting and killing other Scavs or bosses will result in you losing reputation and make all Scavs in the area hostile to you. You will automatically be labeled as a traitor every raid with low enough rep and be targeted by all Scavs inhabiting that map, while also increasing the wait time between your Scav runs. Though this was a brief overview of the systems of Tarkov, this guide is enough to get you started on the right track to uncovering the secrets Tarkov still holds. Alliances will be formed between like-minded survivors, lives will be lost, and PMCs will be betrayed by those they once called allies, leaving nothing but tales of a bullet-lane, blood-soaked earth on a once peaceful and prosperous region. Only those who risk their lives using every conflict as a stepping stone to project themselves further towards the truth will be allowed to leave this hell, to escape from Tarkov. Hey guys, huge thank you to those who made it to the end of the video. A lot of hard work was put into making this guide, and it means the world to me that you stuck around to the very end. As you may have noticed, this is my first video on my channel, as I am brand new to content creation. Though it has always been a dream of mine, it would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribed and passed this guide along to anyone who may need it. Thank you again, and until next time.